Good day, sports fans. I'm Ruben Terrado of Spin.ph, and today we'll be interviewing one of the new players of Alaska, Mike DiGregorio. Mike, how are you doing?
Good. Thank you for having me. Appreciate you having me
Yeah,
on, and I hope everybody out there is doing well and is safe and healthy.
yeah. So, Mike, how are you? How's quarantine for you? What have you been doing at home?
Quarantine has been good for me.
Mhm.
Um, just staying safe, working out, trying to stay ready for when the season comes, and then doing other things, reading books, binge watching on some TV. Um, I've been writing in a journal, so just different things, but just preparing for the season when it does come around.
Speaking of the season, Mike, do you feel kind of disappointed that the season was postponed because Alaska was doing well in the preseason before the season was postponed because of the pandemic.
Yeah, a little bit. Um, I think everybody collectively feels somewhat disappointed because we had such a great preseason and we had such good chemistry and everything was kind of momentum was kind of leaning towards building up towards that first game. Um, I think like when the lockdown officially became news, I think we were like a day or two away from
Yes.
our first game. So it was somewhat of a letdown for sure. But obviously, understandably so. I mean, obviously, there's other pressing matters that take precedence over the basketball stuff, but definitely somewhat disappointed.
Mhm. Looking back at your preseason, Mike, what can you say about it? It was an impressive run for you guys during the preseason. You beat several teams like San Miguel and I believe NLEX, quality teams, Barangay Ginebra. What can you say about overall the preseason of the Alaska Aces?
I think it was great. We had, like I said, a lot of momentum going into our first game, and besides the results of the win-loss column in the preseason, I felt like just collectively we were all playing very well together. Chemistry was really going well. The guys, all of us were working hard and pushing towards our first game, and it did show in the win-loss column in our preseason. But besides, just those numbers, I think collectively just the feel-good vibes. I mean, everybody was on a high reading going into that first game, and Coach Jeff was obviously, and the whole staff was doing a great job with us.
Of course, you're one of the new guys with Alaska. So far, how do you feel about playing for Alaska and playing under Coach Jeff? It seems like you're very comfortable playing with the Aces and Coach Jeff.
Yeah, Coach Jeff is a guy first of all, and a great coach. He's very personable. I've said on numerous occasions he's a player's coach, and uh, very personable person, easy to talk to. Me and him have conversations about basketball, and he always calls all of us to check in and just talks about how our family's doing and stuff like that. So he checks in on us, and he's easy to talk to. So that's the communication is a big part of it, and he's great at that. And Alaska as an organization is a great organization, an organization that's built on winning. They do things the right way, hard work, chemistry, family oriented. So all that stuff rings true from my own experience
Mhm.
being with them,
Yeah.
and I love it there. So it's hopefully we get pushing towards another championship.
Not sure when this was, but I saw on social media you had like a photo shoot of you of the team, and
Mm.
there was like all the trophies of the Alaska Aces over the years. How was that? How was that experience?
That was great. Like I said, like Alaska's a team of winning tradition. So you want to be a part of that tradition. They have such rich history and so many great players, so many great teams, Grand Slam winning team, which Coach Jeff obviously was a part of, and so a lot of rich tradition, and I think that serves as motivation. It's really, really motivating to be a part of that and to want to push for another championship. I can't say that enough. Like it's beyond motivating. Like if when you see those trophies, you want to be a part of that too, and you want to be a champion and add to that legacy and add to those trophies. So it's something that I know the whole team is pushing for and is really striving for, and it's a motivating factor every day.
Speaking of championships, what's your take on the chances of Alaska winning a championship? Maybe maybe this season, or because we all know that Alaska is kind of in a transition period. So, what can you say about the chances of Alaska winning that championship moving forward?
I think we could do it now. I truly believe that. And I wouldn't, if I didn't believe that in my heart, I wouldn't say it. Like, I really believe that we could do it now. Now, we take care of business on a day-to-day basis, and we hold ourselves accountable, and we do what we're supposed to do. I think we have the talent to do it. I know on paper, everybody obviously goes for the heavy favorites, which rightfully so. The San Miguel group and Talking Tex and all that, but I believe we can do it now, and that's something that I'm going to keep working for until it happens. I'm not going to stop till we get a championship, and I really believe our whole group has that same mindset. Like we could get it done now. Why wait?
Playing with those guys like Vic Manuel, JV Casio, and the others, what changed in your game? Did your game change with them around, especially with Vic around being one of the top big men in the league?
I wouldn't say anything changed because I feel like every season, that's the goal, to keep working hard, to keep getting better, season after season after season, especially when you're young. But it's been great to play with those guys. JV, Sonny, Vic. Those guys are all great veterans. They've been there before. They've been to the finals. They've won championships. So their experience and their leadership and just being veterans, good vets. First and foremost, they're great guys. They were welcoming to me and everybody else. And Vic, I mean, like you said, what a great post presence. Somebody who could really score on the block and then spread the floor. Obviously for us, like as shooters, like if he's scoring on the block, it's hard to pick your poison. It's hard to kind of double him and then leave us, or if we're hitting from the outside, you can't really double him. And so it's a good match. And obviously I'm happy to be teammates with those guys.
How about Sonny? Could you talk about him? Of course, there's reports that he's going to retire after this season, but how is he so far as a teammate?
He's great. He's great. And I remember one of the preseason games that we were playing. I think I can't remember specifically if it was on the break or it was like a secondary break, but I remember he went up for a dunk, and he didn't make the dunk, but he had fresh legs to go up there and try to dunk on somebody. So we were all joking with him that he's not done yet. He's got young legs, but he's had a great career, and I personally feel like he could keep going. So I mean, that's his own decision. Obviously, he has his own reasons, and he's had such a great career, and he's been a great teammate to me so far, as well as for the rest of the guys. Like I said, he's a great veteran, and he's a calming presence. He always shows up to work every single day, even though, like you said, he may be on his last conference or maybe the tail end. Every day he comes ready to work. So he's a great vet and a great guy.
How amazing is it that he played all his years with Alaska? How,
That's
especially in
great.
this era of free agency and trades.
Oh, it's crazy. I mean, like you said, especially in this era, it's very rare that you see somebody start with a team, get drafted by the team, and then, I mean, how long has he been playing?
Yeah,
Years.
yeah.
I mean, long, multiple digit years, double digit years. So like, it's very rare for someone to get drafted by one team and then stay with it all the way to retirement, and that's a testament to him. I mean, obviously, number one, obviously being a great player, but being a great guy, being a great teammate. Character matters, especially, I mean, with a team like Alaska, you know, that
Mhm.
preaches character, preaches integrity, preaches all those things. So for him to last in that team so long, and it speaks to his work ethic, obviously being a great player, being a great guy, and then holding himself accountable, coming to work every day. So those all are things that, I mean, you look up to. It's inspiration, and obviously a good example for the rest of them.
All right. Moving to a different topic, Mike. Of course, news about the PBA. They plan to make a decision by August. What's your take on that? Are you? Can I ask if are you willing to play in such conditions like this? When if
I'll play
yeah.
outside on the street, shirts and
Mhm.
skins. I'll play like I'm ready to go. I'm
Yeah.
biting at the bit to get out there. You know, I think I'll play in any condition they want. So, like I said, I'll play on the street with shirts and skins. It doesn't matter. So like I'm ready to go. And then to answer your initial first question is like, you know, was there a bit of disappointment that
Mhm.
we didn't get to even play at least one game? So yeah, I'll play in any condition. I'm ready to go, and uh, I'm biting at the bit to get out there and to compete and to kind of prove to the critics or to the naysayers or to that we can do it, we can get it done, and the only way to do that is to, I mean, talk is cheap, right? Like it's easy to say it, but to go out there and to compete and to fight to do it, you know, I'm extremely excited and ready to do it, and hopefully
Yeah.
August we get the chance to do that.
Of course, we're also hoping for it to happen. And Mike, I also saw on social media that your team has been doing some like home workout challenge.
Hmm.
And could you tell us more about it? Who started it, and how is it helping your team in these tough times?
Coach Jeff is the one that actually initially started it when the lockdown first started. Um, so he wanted us to in the beginning to do these workouts, and you know, obviously we all have our own workouts on our own, but in the beginning, initially it was tag him and tag Alaska Aces in our workouts to keep ourselves, you know, going, keep, like I said, the momentum we had, to keep that momentum going, because the initial lockdown was what, the first like 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Until they extended it and then extended
Mhm.
it again and extended it again. So I think initially it was that first 2 week period to tag him in our workouts, hashtag home workout challenge, and then keep everybody accountable and keep the momentum going. And then obviously now it's stretched on for 10 weeks. So actually once a week we meet up as a team on Zoom and we do these workouts together. But on our own, everybody's doing their workouts, and to tag Coach Jeff and to tag Alaska Aces so they can kind of keep the momentum going, post it on their social media pages, and keep all the Alaska fans engaged as well. I know they do um, a lot of stuff besides our workout. They do live Zoom feeds on live Facebook Lives, so the fans, Alaska fans, can join us in the workout. There was a segment about like get to know the Aces.
Yeah.
So they do a lot of stuff with the fans, which is great. You know, Alaska Aces has one of the best fan bases, so it's awesome that they do that stuff to keep everybody engaged and keep everybody ready for when the season does come.
Yeah. So follow-up question to that. You mentioned about your team having Zoom meetings. So how is the camaraderie with the team going? is that helping that those Zoom meetings, the camaraderie of the team?
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we even, I'm sure just as every team does, we have
Yeah.
Viber groups.
Yes.
So like we're always talking on the Viber groups. We're always checking in on each other, throwing jokes. So the camaraderie is good. All the guys get along, and it does help to meet with everybody and see each other's faces on Zoom, and then do the workouts together. And so yeah, I think that kind of thing is good to keep that chemistry and to keep everybody together.
Yeah. Mike, moving on. Of course, we all know that you're from Chicago, so of course, the hot topic right now is The Last Dance. First of all, how does it feel watching that documentary, and your take on overall about that documentary?
I loved it. It was awesome. It was very nostalgic to see all the tapes. I mean, when I was a kid, I used to collect all those tapes. I still have them upstairs, but like the Ultimate Jordan pack, the Bulls Reign, Michael Jordan Learning to Fly, Michael Jordan's Playground, the Chicago Bulls, like all those DVDs. I would watch them thousands and thousands of times. And to actually be from Chicago and to go to the United Center and watch the games and hear the introduction, the famous introduction, the Bulls starting intro. So like all those things was very nostalgic to see, and it's what a time. Like what like you could just, he's superhero like, right? Like he's kind of like a mythical figure. So it was, and that team in general, like it kind of swept everybody up. I'm sure even here in the Philippines, as you were growing up, like the Chicago Bulls goes all the way international. Like it's everybody loved the Bulls, and being in Chicago and seeing it firsthand, it was like, it was great. It was awesome, and I'm really proud to say that I am from Chicago, because it's like, we pride ourselves on blue collar and working hard and those things, and that team embodied it. And nobody embodies it more than Michael Jordan, right? Like it was awesome, and then it's very nostalgic to see.
Yeah, I'm actually a Bulls fan, so I know the feeling.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I'm saying. Like even you growing up in the Philippines, which is on the other side of the world.
Yes.
I mean, Michael Jordan and the Bulls reached everybody international. Like it's crazy the impact that they had on everybody.
Do you remember your first game that you watched? The United Center?
I don't remember the exact first game, but I do remember my dad getting tickets a lot, and my grandma, my mom's mom, which was actually from the Philippines, but she ended up migrating to Chicago with obviously my mom's family, but she loved Tony Kukoc. She loved Tony Kukoc. So I remember when we got the tickets and we were going to the game, she was always talking about Tony Kukoc, and then I mean, obviously me and my brothers had all the Bulls jerseys, all the championship T-shirts, the repeat shirts, and we were just playing in the backyard all the time, trying to imitate his moves, and it was for me being named Mike too. It was cool. It was like. Like it was like, everybody, the commercial, right? Everybody wants to be like Mike. Like it was, you just try to imitate him and try to emulate his moves, and you play in the backyard till the sun went down, playing all day, and it was just, it's great memories. It obviously is great memory.
What's your favorite story from The Last Dance, the documentary? What's your favorite story?
Ooh, favorite story. There's so many, right?
Yeah.
Favorite story. I mean, I've always said this. Like I love watching the games. I love even now. I love watching basketball, but I love the behind the scenes stuff. Yeah. That's what really gets me excited. Like seeing the behind the scenes stuff, practice, how they work, what's their routine like. The game is like the finished product, right? Like, but I like seeing like how did they get to the finished product? How did they get to do what they do? Like there's a certain process to that. So all the stories about him motivating his teammates, all the stories about his competitive drive, his will, his dedication, his obsessive competitiveness, right? Like it's,
Yes.
I mean, that's I love it. I love everything about that. That's so exciting to me, and it's something that gets the juices flowing, right? Like if you want to
Yeah.
oh, I want to compete right now. Like it's so those kind of stories that he would tell and others would tell about MJ about his obsessive competitiveness is that's awesome. It's like, so exciting.
Were you able to meet in person some of the players?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Mhm.
My grade, actually, Michael Jordan's son, Marcus Jordan,
Mhm.
is the same age as me.
Okay.
So he went to Loyola Academy, which is a neighboring high school of mine.
Mhm.
And even in grade school, he played for this grade school Deerfield theater team.
Mhm.
And we played against each other as kids. And I remember Michael Jordan coming to some of the games. I still have, my mom has it on videotape at home because I remember it was exciting. Like, you know, Michael Jordan's going to be at the game, but
Yeah.
never actually, you know, went up to him during the game. He has like a bunch of security obviously around him. And I remember my brother had a jersey that wanted him to sign, and he kind of said no, like I'm here just to watch my son. Uh, so like I saw him a lot growing up because I played against his son. And then the other Bulls, there's Bulls academies in Chicago. So like you would go to these basketball camps and like Scottie Pippen or Tony Kukoc, and I know a bunch of them have come to my high school, Notre Dame High School, to speak. Um, so it was. I think one of them was actually an import for Alaska, Dickie Simpkins.
Oh yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he would come to our high school and speak at different like seminars for the high school and stuff. But yeah, I saw a lot of them growing up,
Mhm.
and it was awesome. Horace Grant's son,
Mhm.
also I would see he went to one of our neighboring high schools. So it was a good time. I just happened to be the same age
Mhm.
as their kids, so it was we always like would play against them, and obviously they want to see their kids play, so they would come to the
Oh, yeah.
games.
So being a Bulls fan and a Chicago native, also, what do you say? What can you say about the Bulls? Will they win another one now that they're making some
I'm
changes?
praying. I'm praying. I like the changes they made in the front office, and
Mhm.
I like the young talent that we have
Yeah.
with Zach Levine and Laurie Markman. And I know Otto Porter didn't really play a lot this year, but because he
Yes.
was injured. But Otto Porter Jr. and Colby White and all those guys. So we have a good young core, a good young talent. It's just finding the right coach and obviously the front office. I know a lot of Chicago fans were not happy with the Gar-Pax tandem. Which was in control for a long time. But you know, I got some relatives that are from the Bay, so they've been bragging a lot the recent years about the Warriors. So we have a cousin group chat, and we always talk back and forth in it. So they're on a high right now. But I tell them like, you know, I'm a Bulls fan through thick and thin. I love the Chicago Bulls, and every time I go home, even on conference breaks, every time I go home, we go to Bulls games always. It doesn't fail. Every time I go home, we have to go to a Bulls game. So I love the Bulls, and I'm hoping and praying that we get another one soon. But we've had some good playoff runs. It's just,
Yeah.
especially during the D Rose era, we had some good playoff runs, some exciting playoff series, but never good enough to get over the hump. So I'm hoping that you know, the front office changes we made, hopefully in the coming years, that young talent develops and we get another run at it.
I'm hoping and praying too. I'm still a Chicago Bulls
You're a
fan.
Bulls fan,
Yeah.
yes,
D Rose.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, Mike, can I just ask maybe final words from you for the fans of the Alaska Aces? The floor is yours.
To all Alaska Aces fans, thank you for the support, and I promise that we are going to do everything we possibly can to get another championship for you guys. You know, that's a dream of mine. Like I picture it in my head over and over again. I dream about it. It's all I think about. Holding that trophy up. So I'm working every single day to get that done, and I'm not going to stop till we get it done. And I'm not gonna feel fulfilled in my career until we get it done. So I know, we have a special group that we have right now, and I could feel it. I could feel it in my bones that this we have enough. We have more than enough to get the job done. So as long as we have the right mentality and the right mindset and the right focus, which I know we will, because we have great coaches and great management, and we're gonna get it done. I promise you, we're gonna get it done.
All right. Thank you. That was Mike DiGregorio of the Alaska Aces. I'm Ruben Terrado of Spin.ph. Thank you for joining us.